Welcome back to the Ruby Tuesday. I've just taken my wife to watch her first Indian Hollywood Bollywood movie at the most deluxe cinema we've ever been to, with chairs that recline and sound that blows you away. Do you remember the title of the film?
Brahmastra Part 1, Shiva?
Hey! Okay, so this film is 2 hours and 40 minutes long, and it was Kirsten's first kind of a full experience in the cinema watching a proper big blockbuster. This is actually the first kind of part in an MCU-esque type of series of films that are going to be the new, what did they call it? The Astroverse. Astroverse, yeah. So I went in there with full knowledge of this is Bollywood. This is we're gonna get a number of songs in it, and I expected my wife to moan at me for making her be a part of this. But what did you think, babe?
I actually really enjoyed it. Genuinely. I thought I was going to be bored.
Okay, so
but it was good.
That kind of gives you 2 points of view, male and female, which we are. I'm in my 40s and I came out of this Bollywood movie thoroughly impressed. I think the best thing for me that worked was the score with the story. I think when the score heightened without controlling it, like you said, without controlling the movie, I was so impressed by how it cascaded to the perfect moment for you enjoying the story. So what is it? It's about, basically, it's a love story, which I wasn't really expecting. It is about this young orphan who looks after orphans, who is a DJ, and he has a heritage. It's about these people that have power called Astras, and they're trying to stop the rebuilding of a certain medallion thing. It has three parts, and once you put the part together, this all-powerful being can then destroy the universe or create it. It's both good and bad. I don't think it's either of one of those things, but it's those that want that power for their own good that corrupts them. And so you always have this type of superhero storyline that follows a very similar story to those that we've had in the MCU. One particular stood out to me was Eternals. I think this film had an easier job than trying to introduce a number of heroes, because really it concentrates on one, and then the third act it introduces us to the new heroes, or the other heroes that we're going to have in this franchise, which I thought was really clever. So the first 2 acts is really giving us loads of backstory of our hero, who this guy is. The weakest part of the film by far is we've not really been introduced to the bad guys properly yet. That's still coming, I believe, in the second part. Yeah, and even in this part, the bad guys in this, they're bad for the sake of being bad. We're not really told. There's one. We
don't know that for sure.
Yeah, but they don't tell us in the film.
Yeah, because they've got a whole next film.
Exactly. So at the moment, the bad guys are just evil for the sake of being evil until the second part. So that was by far the weakest part. The best thing is you fall in love with the characters pretty quickly, and you're on, especially our main protagonist's journey of him finding love and what his power is about. You know, he has this thing with him and he doesn't really like it. He fears it, in fact, because of his past. So building the storylines here, I thought was very good. It spends a good chunk of time, first hour and a half, really kind of building that. It's the first time I've seen a film in a long time where it goes intermission, and they didn't give us a chance to have an intermission. I was like, I could have a loo break right now.
Yeah.
This is a long film.
Yeah.
But if you watch films like Lord of the Rings, you can understand, epics. They take their time to build the story. And that's where I think some of Hollywood films, they rush the story, so we don't really care about the characters too much. You get big blockbuster Hollywood films, 2 hours and done. Now, I don't mind that. Sometimes you're able to create a very interesting story from that. However, this time around, because they get time, they don't shy away from it. We really do care about what happens to our characters at the end. The special effects are great. The action is excellent.
Special effects were really wonderful, actually.
So vibrant and full of color. The culture that's immersed within the blockbuster sort of action in the modern world, I thought worked really well. Yeah, thoroughly entertaining. I don't know really how to score a part 1 of it, apart from I came out going, yeah, I really enjoyed that, and we spoke about it for ages. And I could sit here and try and justify my score, but I'm just going to give it 5 because
Really?
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
It did exactly what I wanted it to do, right? So I've got to put this.
Yeah.
You judge films on different types of, like what genre they're in, and so this is for the Hollywood, Bollywood blockbuster. It's set out to do a certain type of thing.
And
Give
it
us
did
a,
it.
yeah, and it did exactly
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And I can't misjudge it for that. Would I watch it again? Absolutely. It's a really, really fun film to watch. So, sorry about this kind of reaction just as I'm coming out of the cinema in the car sort of review. No special effects here for the edits. I'm just going to upload it straight to YouTube. Let me know, are you going to go and watch this?
We were sad to be like one of 5
Yeah.
people in the whole cinema.
However, the screening tonight is fully booked.
Yay!
So I hope
Good.
loads more people watch this. It's the best film I've seen from like Bollywood. I don't want to just call it Bollywood. There's Hindi and Telugu, loads, Tamil. But RRR was the big blockbuster action film I saw recently that was fantastic. This is the new one. And my filmmaking is terrible while I hold my phone in my hand and it's jiggling all over the place because the car's jiggling.
Jigglypuff.
Can't you drive straight?
I'm sorry, I'm also in the wrong lane, so I'm like trying to sneak in and
Okay.
people are being
Don't crash, babe.
people are being mean because this is
Because it's Southampton.
Southampton.
Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that off the cuff, sort of our immediate feelings of it. Let me know what you thought. Chris and I from Movies and Munchies will be discussing this on our podcast in depth. That will release on Sunday morning. So look out for that. But for now, remember, live long on Tuesday. Try to switch it off. It won't switch.